Hello! This is another video that is going to get many dislikes, assuming people watch it. When I say many dislikes, I mean more than 4. One thing I want to say, what I say is the result of reasoning and logics, not the result of what I would like to be, or what I instinctively don't like. Maybe that's the origin of my thinking, but I try to be objective. Is the record is I think the ukulele a good instrument for in order to teach children music? First, I want to disprove that there is a good instrument to teach children music. Surely there are instruments that are not fit because they are too expensive, too big to carry in the backpack, or objectively a little bit difficult for the children to manage because of many strings to tune, or very easy to break, difficult to they need to clean it every time, to take good care of them, and children are not known to do that. Having excluded all the instruments that are not fit, there are many instruments that are fit. Other thing I don't take for granted, that children are intrinsically so stupid they cannot manage an instrument with, for example, in the in the subject at hand, with 6 strings rather than 4 strings. Objectively, even for adults, 6 strings are a little bit more difficult to manage, and I don't take for granted that the 6 strings are objectively better. There's a good side and a bad side of having extra strings, but I think that children are more intelligent than what some people suppose they to be, and even adults are more intelligent and they can manage a guitar. So one of the reasons I don't think, and I'm speaking about ukulele is fitter than any other instrument, is the fact that the ukulele is not an instrument with 4 strings just because 6 strings is too difficult. Having said that, I think that for example, now I play stringed instrument, but I always liked, and you can see wind instrument, woodwind instruments, and I even played brass. So I think the children have their own likes and dislikes, and some people are not attracted. There's a cough brewing. I'll be back in a jiffy. I'm right back. And here I am. I see that some children prefer drums. It's known that children like to bang on things. They like to hit objects. And even other children, but that's another kettle of fish. So, what's the best instrument? My answer is there's no such a thing as the best instrument. So, but children are, depending on the age, because when you're 13 you can, or 14, mostly you can play a fully fledged, full-size guitar. And there was a famous country music player who was meter 50 centimeters and played a full-size guitar. So I'm 169, almost 70, and I even play the trombone, which is, you can play a guitar. So let's pick out. We have a guitar lele for children that is not tuned. Okay. Most, or if you're teeny tiny, yeah, you can start on a ukulele if you like string instruments. But I'm all for harmonic instruments. I think in the long run they're good instruments. But I'm also all for the melodica, which is an instrument that is, I'm getting out on a limb here. This is one of the best instruments because it's fit for single note playing, but you can play chords and you blow. So this is difficult. This is portable. It's not that expensive, more or less like a ukulele. And other things. Do you want children to play alone or want to play like in a band? Because if you want to play in a band, I say 60, okay, not 60, but I don't know how many in a classroom. 20 or 30 ukulele are kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. One instrument is fit to be played in many in like sections. I think woodwind instrument and brass instrument are more fit to be played together. That's what happened. You don't have composition for. My guitar is an instrument that in itself can play 6 notes at the same time. It doesn't really need accompaniment if you're a proficient player. I'm not, but I would say the recorder is still a good option. It's not as easy as people say. Playing in tune a recorder is much more difficult than playing a ukulele in tune. The recorder is a tradition. It was played for centuries in classical music and is a wonderful instrument with a wonderful tone. Obviously, you need to master your flow of air, and it's difficult for children. I was speaking about the instrument that children can pick up and play in tune immediately, not the ukulele. Yes, the ukulele they can play in tune if they tune it. The problem, they have to tune it. Every now and then they develop the ear. So an instrument you don't have to tune it oftentimes is this is called melody horn. Another instrument they could play is harmonica, either chromatic or diatonic. I don't know. And then they can play when they get better by others harmonica till have all the 12 notes. So I don't play all of them, but I think that the concept of didactic instruments or instrument for in order they are just to approach the music is demeaning in itself. obviously whatever is used by beginners is people tend to underestimate. So do we want the ukulele to follow in the footsteps of what I have done with the recorder, made an instrument that has a glorious past, a piece of junk for children? Do you want that? They already started with very cheapy ukuleles, and that do harm to the acceptance of an instrument as a serious instrument. So all this mumbo jumbo they say ukulele in schools is just because, let's speak out, there's a lobby of people who play the ukulele, who teach the ukulele, who produce ukuleles, and everybody want their returns. Do we have a lobby of a good organized lobby for recorders? Well, the moment a ukulele want to jump on the bandwagon of the didactic instruments, I hope that recorder, producer, teachers, and aficionados will fight back. And competition can be healthy. Both instruments can be more serious, and people should know, if you want to buy a serious decent ukulele or a serious decent recorder, you have to shell out serious and say 500 more or less dollars or euros, and that's not considered a huge amount of money for other instruments. If you buy a trumpet or a saxophone, you just get an instrument that's not that good for the same amount of money. Well, I think that what I said makes perfect sense, so let's dispense with the bullshit of ukulele as a school instrument. Ukulele is as good as any other instrument. I think children should choose their instrument and play their instrument. But the only problem is who's gonna teach them in a proper way. Because one of the reasons the recorder isn't played well, because it's not taken seriously, and most of the teachers are piano players who don't know jack about how to go about, sorry, repetition, blowing in a recorder. The same can go for the ukulele. So let's dispense with the bullshit and let's stick to logic, to common sense, and let's try to make learning music and school teaching classes a diverse place where people play several instruments. And if teachers need to learn seriously and spend quite a long time improving their skills on the recorder, on the ukulele, on the melodica, be it, it's your job. Learn it. Goodbye.